Good Monday morning. Hello, everyone in Live Younger Land. This is Michelle Niels, and welcome to our Monday morning miracle call. And this is the first Monday of the new year. So happy New Year, everybody. So happy to see you. It is Monday, January 5th, and I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado, and I'm one of four hostesses for these calls. And if you're new, I'm just going to give you some of the housekeeping rules as we get started here. So these calls run about 30 minutes. And for that reason, we like to keep our shares to a minute or less. 30 seconds to a minute is perfect. So be mindful of that. Although in the beginning, if you're brave and you raise your hand right away, you will maybe get a little more time because we often find people are shy in the beginning and don't raise their hands. So we'd love to hear from you, especially if you're new. And because there's lots of people on these calls that it's a very warm, heart-centered community, and you will be welcomed with open arms. So please be brave, raise your hand. We know you have some great stories. So as far as the stories, let's limit our shares to symptoms only because the LifeWave products do not claim to diagnose, treat, prevent any disease. So we will limit our share to symptoms. Don't use any itises or diagnoses. And tell us which patch you used and how you felt before, and then how you felt after, and how long that took. And in the first 15 minutes of this call, we focus on the X39, which, as you all know, is the star of the show. That's the patch to beat them all. That's the patch that we use from the beginning until the very end. And for me, I'm a lifer, as are many of you. So let's limit 15 minutes, the first 15 to X39 and Celergize. We can also talk about Celergize, and then we can open up to the other patches. So, with that being said, at the bottom of your screen, if you have a screen that looks anything like mine, you'll see a React button. You just click on that, and then you'll see, along with all the fun little emojis, you'll see a raised hand. And actually, I had my hand raised so Liz could find me. So I'll take that down. So, yes, at the React button, you will see a banner come up, and you can raise your hand from there. If for some reason you're having trouble, just put your question in the chat, or at least say, I'm trying to raise my hand. And one of us, it might not be me, maybe it'll be Sunshower, but someone will see that in the chat, and then we will definitely call on you because sometimes it's hard to find that button. So, we just came out of a bunch of holidays. I'm sure you guys have some stories, maybe sharing with family or friends. So, I want to just welcome you. We've got 85 people. I know in 85 people, we must have a couple people that have a story. So, come on, you guys, raise your hands. Let's get those hands up. Oh, Gay, is it Gail?
Yes, it's
Hi,
Gail.
Gail. Hi, welcome. Are you kind of new?
No, I've been in for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
And my story is I had ran out of the Celergizer. When we came back with it, I had it. And then for 3 weeks, I didn't have any. I was hoping they would have a sale, so I was holding off. And I realized that things were different. And so I had a sister-in-law, and she had an extra bottle, and I said, "Can I please have it?" So last week, I um, I started it back again, and it really helps. I saw such a difference in so many different things, and I'm kind of glad it happened because sometimes people think, "Oh, it's not working. I don't need it," but it was proof to me that it gave me more energy, and it just was a big difference. So I have to say, 100% the Celergizer does work. So
And it's Seller Jies, Gail.
Celergize,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. I
So
think there was something in the 80s, an Abersizer. Or something. There was something
yeah,
where it was a sizer, but it's Seller Jies. Yay, what a great
yeah.
share.
So I
That's
just wanted to share that.
wonderful.
So thank you.
And we have heard that often, right? About energy. And I think Lavelle says he doesn't drink coffee anymore because of Seller Jies. And they go together, guys, right? The X39 and Celergize. And David Schmidt talked for years on his webinars about different supplements, amino acids, and minerals and vitamins that would be helpful to help the patches work better. And then he just created a formula that put it all together. So we are blessed, and I love mine as well every day. Thank you, Gail. All right. Who is next? I know we've got some stories here. Come on, you guys. We have over 100 people. Raise those hands. Okay, Emily. Hello. Welcome.
Hi, good to be here. So during the holidays, so first of all, I love these products, every single one of them. I use all of them. And other people have said to me, they said, I can't use the Celergize. It's not working for me. I get a headache immediately after I start taking it. I didn't have it the first day, but I had it several days after that. Then my ex-husband and his wife contacted me and said, we're not going to do this anymore, Emily. We listened to you. We have been on these X39 for a year and a half, both of us, and we have noticed nothing. And so I am, what do you mean you haven't noticed anything? And in my brain, but not saying anything to them. So I just came on this call this morning because I'm, I can't believe like I am having and people around me are having, but
Mhm.
good things. But then I get my loved ones saying no. So anyway, I just needed to get that out into the universe and
So
continue.
would you like some ideas, Emily?
I would love
And
some
and
ideas.
I'm not
Yes.
the only one. I would welcome Sunshower and if there's any doctors on the line. But I do have a couple things to say about that. First of
Yep.
all, we like to say, can you feel your hair growing? Can you feel your DNA? How's your DNA doing today? Can you feel your genes getting younger? So I don't know how old they are, but there were a couple, well, Jerry Ziegenfuss, I don't know if she's on, but she shared about being on for years, like at least 2 years, and then her knees. And I don't remember how old Jerry is, but she's definitely a boomer. She's definitely over 60. And within it took a couple of years.
These
Now
people are 60s,
they're in their 60s.
60s.
And so what did they use? The X39? What patches? Was it just the
X39,
X39?
X39, glutathione, carnosine,
Mhm.
Celergize, the Celergize product. But husband and ex-wife used, I had them patching yeah, X39, Celergize. They used Eon, not
Okay.
X49.
So we say to people, make sure you fill out the health benefit tracker, number one, and that's sometimes like pulling teeth with people. I don't know why, but we got to kind of encourage, because many times small changes are happening that they don't even notice, and sometimes people around them notice before they notice, right? Sunshower's nodding. So the health benefit tracker is vital because there's subtle things in there. And then it could be placement. The patches are not, it's a science, but it's also an art. So placing the patches in different spots. Sometimes, if it's a pain situation, instead of on the back of the neck, put the X39 directly on the pain. Another thing, Emily, that Dr. Nicholas shares is he says if one X39 doesn't do it, he does two, and he pancakes the patches. If that doesn't do it, he does three. Now, this is not something you need to do every day because you might be thinking, oh, egads, that's a lot of money. I can't do that every day. You don't have to do it every day. You may do it for a couple days and then you can go back to one. So sometimes you need more than one patch. And so I don't know if Sunshower, if you have any other ideas or go like that if I've covered it. I think if
You
you have
you
any other
covered it
ideas.
extremely well. I can't think of anything at the moment, but we have heard like from our RN senior presidential director Anne Moreau,
Mhm.
that it took her, I think it was over 8 months. And I heard clearly what you said, Emily. They've been using the products for a year and a half, correct? It's
Yes.
unbelievable that they haven't filled anything in that time.
Yes.
However, consistency is a big part. Hydration is a huge part to this. One's lifestyle is another huge part. One needs to drink, at least half their body weight in ounces of water every single day. Are they walking? Do they do any light exercise? Those kinds of things
Right.
enter this picture big time. But I think, Michelle, you did a great job of explaining.
Well,
But back to Anne, it took her about 8 months, and suddenly her blood pressure started going down, which is what she was after.
yeah.
And as Dr. Wong says all the time, we cannot pick the
Fix the
fix.
fix. Right. Beautiful. Thank you, Sunshower. Okay, Emily, I hope that was helpful. We're going to
Thank
go
you.
to Jerry and then Rita.
Hi there. Yes, thank you so much. Two things. One, this is kind of in response to Emily. I have a husband who has been very frustrated because he doesn't feel like he has seen the benefits of the patches. However, I do see the patches. I mean, I do see the benefits. He doesn't think it's a big deal, but I'm going to share that this is a huge deal. We started noticing hair growth in the lower extremities of my husband's legs. That is powerful, you guys, because that means he's now getting circulation, better circulation down in his legs. And it was a little thing, and it was kind of funny because it started to grow, and it was just this little patch of hair. And I thought, do you want me to braid it? Because it was getting really long, and we were giggling about it. But unfortunately, people have an expectation of what they want, and when they don't get that expectation met, they can become very frustrated, very disillusioned that it's not working. And again, I loved what you stated, Michelle, as far as can you feel your hair grow? How's your DNA doing? Did you feel your nails grow? All those types of things. We don't know what's going on in our body. And I think if we could wear our insides on the outsides, we'd be much better at taking care of ourselves. With that, I will say I take this as a preventative maintenance. I don't have any acute issues that I'm aware of. Um, and I've been on this for 4 years now. I have had two experiences that have kept me having a testimony of this product. One is that I had a fall. Now I'm in my 50s, and I had a fall out of the bathtub. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is bad. um, I fell on my left hip and my right arm. So I was twisted as I fell. So I immediately started putting on the patches, X39, Aeon, and I couldn't move my shoulder real well. Within 3 days, I had full range of motion with my shoulder. And the crazy part is I'd already been on the patches for about 2 years. I didn't bruise. That was incredible to me. Now, can I say it's from the patches? Yes or no? But you know what? In my mind, yes, because my body is being fortified. It's being healed at every level that I can possibly give it. And I think that as a preventative maintenance aspect, this is a powerful thing. The second story I'll share, which is a little bit more personal, before I was introduced to the patches, I actually went to have a mammogram, and they found a like either a cyst or something on my breast. And this was one of my greatest fears. Um, Try not to get emotional. Several years later, I went back after I had started wearing the patches because I started saying, I wonder if these patches would help this. So I actually started wearing the X39 right where that lump was, on my breast. And I wore it every day. And when I went back, I loved the response. The doctor, they did everything they could to try to find this thing. I could tell I was there much longer than normal, the ultrasound, all that. He goes, we can't find it. It's gone. And I said, you know what? This is fantastic. And I just had that Cheshire grin because I knew what it was all about. So we may not see what's happening, but know that it is working, and we don't know what's going on in our bodies. We have become so out of touch with our bodies that we need to listen more. So for
Jerry,
those,
yeah, beautiful. That is very well said. I do massage and energy healing, and I always say people are kind of cut off from the neck down. They're living in their heads most of the time. And
correct.
so they're just not aware. A lot of people truly do not know what's going on with their bodies. So thank you. That was really beautiful. And Judith Williamson put in the chat, patches are the best health insurance you can have for the price. Amen. That's right. And then I would like to read what Dr. Pam Lewin, she's a medical doctor at family practice. She says regarding your family, Emily, perhaps they should only use the X39 because the more patches they use, the more they feel a this for that expectation, like people do with medication, and then they get disappointed. So aging is the issue, loss of stem cells is the issue, and addressing that is what X39 does best. Thank you, dear Dr. Pam. So, yay, got lots of smiles and nods. Okay, we've got a bunch of hands now. Hi, Rita. Go ahead.
Good morning. I just want to chime in on the issue of not getting the results that you want. I am 5.5 years into my patch adventure at the moment. And what I most wanted relief for was a facial pain. I've gotten a whole lot better, but I'm not 100% clear yet. With the addition of Celogize, there was improvement. X2O, more improvement. And I would just encourage anyone who is disappointed in the results that they're getting, just keep going. It's not like I haven't gotten benefits. I'm going to be 84 in about 6 weeks, and I'm running part-time now. I had a
And Rita, didn't you dive into the ocean for some challenge recently?
I didn't dive. I walked not very gracefully in, got hit by a wave and walked out. And I don't even know how much money we earned for Special Olympics. And so a month before I started patching, I was saying to myself, Rita, you've got to go buy some of those damn Depends. Because I wasn't just wetting my pants, I was washing the bathroom floor. Guess who's not ever bought a Depends?
Woo!
Yeah. When people talk about the expense of it, it's like, but yeah, I'm not buying Depends.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
there's a lot more benefits that I've received. I'm still working on the last one.
All right, Rita. God bless you. You're such a bright light. And Rita, you're a former nurse, right?
I actually still have a license.
Wow.
I wouldn't want to receive nursing care from me, but I do have a license.
Yes, good for you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
We've got Beck. And oh, by the way, everybody leave your hand up. I don't know if it was Rita or maybe one of the hosts. Let's leave our hands up while you're speaking so that you don't disappear from the top of the screen. So we'll start with Beck and then John and then Julie.
Thank you, Michelle. Rita, I love your heart and your story. And ironically, I'm going to share about a former nurse friend of mine. She's in her 60s and she retired. Now she's an entrepreneur, a bunch of good stuff. But I want to tell you, she said this to me yesterday afternoon, and I want to read her testimony to you. It's super short. Beck, I have to share a great recovery using the X39 patches. She's been on them for about 3 months. I had to have surgery to place an implant, removed a bone graft, placement of an implant. I experienced a lot of swelling and deep tissue bruising. She had it on December 31st. She says, it usually takes 2 weeks for swelling and bruising to resolve. I've been using the patches X39 every night, as well as glutathione. And then she answered some questions. I answered. Let me go back here to what she says. She said where she put them, and then she told me, sent me the photo. She said the swelling was golf ball size, and it's way down, and the bruising is nearly gone. The pictures are amazing. I'm sorry I don't have them to upload. This is what I love. It goes just right to back up what Rita said. As a nurse, she said, this is true testimony of the effectiveness of the patches. I am truly grateful. Recovery has been made much easier, and I am so, so grateful. Thank you for sharing the remarkable innovation and supporting me in my journey to better health and wellness. Now, I asked her another question about pain, and she told me that it went from a 12, I thought 10 was the number, but she's 12 to a 2. And she only stayed on pain meds for 2 days. And she's doing great. And she is such a researching queen. So I want to reiterate, when I hear any of my clients say it's not working, I say, what do you mean it's not working? Because their expectations and what the patch actually does, we know the patch works, honey. You know, what are you expecting that you haven't seen yet? I feel like the education part is so important. And I want to quote David Schmidt, the founder inventor of this life-changing technology. He said, it works, I believe it was either 98 or 97%. I think he said 98. And he said, and the other 2% are probably not hydrated. Bada boom, bada bing. Just saying. You know, half our job is getting a patch. The other half is educating and managing that
Education.
expectation. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you so much.
100%, Beck. Education. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and what I do with a lot of my customers and brand partners is I make sure to send them really good Monday morning miracle call replays, or I get them on Doc Talk. So these people, Emily, you know, it's partly the education. It's, you know, getting them into some of these calls and, you know, hearing what's possible. So. All right. So now we are going, let's see, it's about 20 after the hour. So let's be conscious so we can make sure everybody gets in. So let's keep our shares to a minute or less, please. So John, go ahead. You're next.
Hey, Michelle. I'm in the gym, so if it's noisy, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I multitask.
We love that you're here.
So one of the things that happened to me over the course of, I have to say 5 years, because I really don't know, but all of us have kind of experienced maybe our eyes are changing. And it took me that I had to go to the eye doctor because of a driver's license and get my eyes checked. And my eyes were 20/20 in one eye and 20/25 in the other, because I had cataract surgery and had those lenses put in for at that time, I forget what it's called. But anyway, when I went to the eye doctor, she goes, your eyes are 20/15 in both eyes.
Yep.
I couldn't really feel that.
Right.
And I couldn't really see that, but I knew they were changing. And to the point of Emily and other people, you know, people go to the doctor. They get a test, a blood test. And then there's a call. Well, your liver enzymes are up. We need to do further testing. So there's things that go on that people have, and especially they get hooked on the doctor, and then they're going from test to test to test to find out that they have to do something. So we don't know exactly what these patches are doing every day, but they're working.
Thank you, John. I had a similar story, actually exactly the same. My latest eye appointment, the doctor said I had 20/15 in both eyes, and that hasn't been the case for years. So, and then I said, how are my eyes, doc? And she said, you have the eyes of a 30-year-old. So you see, I'm wearing glasses because I need them for close, but my distance vision is 20/15. So I'm pretty happy. Thanks, John. Okay, Julie, and then Michelle, and then Danielle, and then Rita. So we're going to wrap up with Rita.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
good. This is my first time sharing, and forgive me for my hoarse voice, but I am getting over a nasty cough. So
There's
I
a
live out,
patch for that. There's a patch for that.
and that's why I wanted to. That's why I wanted to share today. This has just happened literally last night, so I had to share this. But normally, I've been in health and wellness and have helped people for over 20 years with optimal options for their health, and I've been very much an advocate for health and wellness, spirit, mind, and body. But I got this virus, but because I didn't get enough sleep over the holidays, it just kept going. And then I got a secondary bacterial infection in my upper respiratory, which was what really kind of kicked me to the curb, you could say. So I ended up on some medication, which I don't normally do. Very rare for me to do that. But I still had this cough, and it was very deep, so bad that I questioned if I had to go back in. And so last night before bed, I felt led to I had never done this before, but I put Eon patch at the base of my neck, and then I put the glutathione patch at the on my sternum area, and of course the steamed water and the whole thing. I did all the things I was supposed to do. Went to sleep, slept like a baby. Woke up this morning. I could not believe the difference. I did not feel like I had to cough right away. Hadn't happened. That had not happened in about probably 2 weeks, and unbelievable. This morning, I feel great. My lungs feel clear, and it's the first time that I felt this way in a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
I'm so grateful, and but I would love to share too that I heard about this 2 years ago, and it helped me with neuropathy or I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say what the issues are. Numbing and tingling in my two fingers, my left hand, as well as very bad stiffness in my joint, in my thumb joint area, and just the X39, using it consistently, along with the Eon for actually, after 2 hours, my thumb I was able to get the full range of motion, and the pain was almost completely gone after 2 hours, which got my attention. But then 2 months later, my fingers resolved as well from it was related to a injury that I had had. And it has blown my mind 100% with just the consistency using it regularly. And there's more to my story, but I just wanted to share what happened last night.
Thank you. The resolving a cough, especially in the season we're in, is no small feat. And so,
Yeah.
if for those who don't remember what she said, it was Eon on your sternum and glutathione on your throat, or vice versa.
No, the vice versa.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Eon on the base of her throat,
Mhm.
and then glutathione on her sternum.
Right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
One other thing, just a little addition, is the
Mhm.
energy enhancer patches on lung one, which are
Yeah.
right here, right below your clavicle, on kind of the outer third of your clavicle. That's a great spot too for lungs. Okay, we need to move on, and thank you so much for sharing. That was wonderful, Julie. Welcome to your first share. Okay, Michelle, then Danielle, and we'll end with Rita.
I have a couple on skin. I've been using them for 6 years. I'm 77. And I keep noticing more and more things. When I was young, all the way, for many, many, many years, I had horrible skin conditions that would alternate from oozy, weepy, blistery, itchy to thick, hard, cracked, bleeding my skin a lot of places on my body for years. Excuse me, that's completely resolved. I haven't had any issues with that for years since I've been on the patches, pretty much. But that's something I was noticing the other day. My sister's a year younger than me, and she was out working in the yard, and her arms were all cut up and banged up and bruised up. And I started noticing my friends, a lot of my friends that are my age, have such thin skin on their arms that they bruise real easily and they get cut and scratched real easily. I don't. I still have really good skin quality. My skin is supple. I mean, you can't measure it, but it seems as thick as it ever was. And I can, if I bump into something, I don't get a bruise, I don't get a scratch or a cut. So I think the skin quality is tremendous. I was so sensitive to clothing. I couldn't even wear certain clothing types because the feel of them were so horrible. So
Michelle, would you be comfortable telling us your age for your skin?
I'll be 78 in a couple weeks.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And she's not bruising, guys. This is huge for people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. You bump your arm and you immediately have like a purple. Yeah, yay. That's beautiful. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you.
Welcome.
That's wonderful shares. All right, Danielle. Hi.
Hey, Michelle, thank you for hosting. I'll do a quick story. I went to my family's. They have a dog. The dog is barking every day, all the hours, as soon as we get near food, and whining, making like really horrible sounds. And after about 3 hours, I'm going to go mad if I stay with you. So finally, I said to the family, would you let me patch? Would it be okay? I patched the dog with SP6 because I was thinking he's got an addiction problem or something,
That's interesting.
So I did SB6 and then Eon, and the dog immediately stopped barking, went to the couch, got on the couch, and for the rest of the day, never barked again. I finally reached out to Robin because I said, Robin, the dog's not moving. And the family was starting, like, what did you do to the
What
dog?
did you do?
And it went on for hours. I mean, finally I took them off because he went by the fireplace. So this is my point of this is make sure if you do that, which worked so extraordinarily, just make sure you get water in them to hydrate because he was by the fireplace. Anyway, it was frightening, scary, and hysterical at the same time. And people would say, "Oh, I can't believe these don't work." And I'm like, "Okay, well, ask your dog."
Talk to the dogs. Yes, yes, I love that story. And just for clarification, because people might wonder, did you put the patches on the inside of his collar?
No, I put him on his belly. I put him
On
right
his
next to each
belly.
other on his belly because he didn't have a lot of hair, and I thought, oh gosh, this is going to be a big deal. No big deal. I just was shocked. I think I called Robin probably twice. It's like, are you sure this is okay?
Oh
Anyway,
my
that's the
gosh,
story.
that is the
Yeah.
best dog story and unusual to choose SP6 and Eon, guys. Remember, she did use Eon too. That's what I would have done. But really good story. Okay, thanks, Danielle. Rita, and then we'll end with Mara.
Okay, thank you for that, Danielle, because I have a friend who has a dog who has the same bad habit. You just gave me an idea. So what I wanted to go back to was the original intent of the first time I spoke. And that was an episode of pain, oh, maybe 6 or 7 months ago. I woke up from a sound sleep. Now, as a nurse, I know the standard is 1 to 10. This pain was at about a 27. I needed to get my housemate to take me to the ER, and I had to text him because I couldn't talk. So, and I knew if I went to the ER, nothing was going to be different than many times in the past. And then I remember Dr. Tivoli's multiple patches. That day, I put, and the pain was right here, I put 5 or 6 Eon, X39 and 4 Eon right there.
On your mouth? On your mouth?
Right below my left nostril.
Okay, okay.
Right there.
Eon and X39 and a bunch.
Eon and X39, probably 10 patches altogether. And within 30 minutes, that pain, which had me screeching so I could not stop, was gone. In 28 minutes.
Wow.
I was wiped out for the rest of the day, but I wasn't hurting. So
thank you, Rita. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Thank you. Wow. You guys, I hope you're taking notes. There's been some really amazing shares. And again, using more than one X39. I haven't heard of needing more than 3, but Rita used 5, and it was a temporary situation. But it's not like she's going to use 5 patches every day, but it took care of the pain. She was in the ER and she took care of the pain. I wonder what the doctor said. Did he say anything, Rita?
Actually, I never went to the ER.
Oh,
because I knew they were just going to dope me up.
Dope you
with
up. Yep.
Stuff that didn't work and gave me constipation.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
I got out of that with just multiple patches.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys, I have to get to work. So we literally do have to keep these last 2 shares to a minute each, please. So Mara and then Vanessa, and then we'll end with that. Okay, Mara.
Good morning. I have 4 testimonies, but I won't do 4. I'll just do
maybe just 1. Share the others another time. Uh-oh, you're frozen, Mara. Mara, try turning your camera off because you're totally frozen and we're not hearing you. So turn your camera off. And we still can't hear you. So Mara, we are going to go to Vanessa and then we'll come back. Okay.
Hello, good grand day, everyone.
Hello, Vanessa.
Hi. I just want to say that I have actually been a master connector for Lightwave for over 6 years. And it wasn't until last year that I actually became an actual true personal advocator. And the X39 would do wonders for me. I found out that I'm an anomaly. Most people's necks go this way. Mine goes this way, which causes me to have complete tingling in my arms. I can't ride a bike. I can't even cut my own food or my children's food. And I just found out about all this, and I haven't been taking the X39 for about 8 months because I go into hiding. And I'm out of hiding, and I just placed my order with Patty. Thank you, Patty, for bringing me finally in, because everyone else that had enlightened me with this amazing company, they were holding something back. And it's because they were greedy. And Patty is true, and I only deal with the truth. And I'm so honored to be part of this company. And I can't wait to meet you all, because we are changing this world. So with that, that's my share, my first time share. Thank you so very much. May you all have a beautiful day and hear from the treasure coast of Florida. I
Oh
wish
my
you
gosh.
a lot of blessings and love from heart, mind, and soul.
Thank you, Vanessa. Great. I
Bye-bye.
love seeing your background. And it's real, it's not virtual. Okay. Mara, I see you're moving on your video. Do you want to try unmuting and trying coming back real quick? Quick share? Mara?
Yes. Hi.
Okay.
Sorry, I got bounced out, but I went to the eye doctor the other day and my prescription is less. He was shocked, to tell you the truth. So I have less of a prescription. My eyes are actually better, and I wear an X39 in my neck. So that's one testimony. And the other, I have a customer. She's 88 years old. She has a wound on her toe, and I've been putting X39 and sometimes Eons. I got to order more Eons for her. And she said the wound feels less pain, and it's looking much better.
Beautiful.
So,
Thank you. Wow. Wound healing is pretty dramatic. I mean, I don't wish wounds on your family, Emily, but my gosh, if your ex-husband and his wife get any wounds and they put the X39, they'll see almost in front of your eyes things heal. Okay, guys, we're going to call it a wrap. It's a little bit late, but thank you all for staying and hanging in there. And hello, Jonathan. Hi. I saw that great smile over there. And let's see, Liz, I don't know if Robin and Gregory are even on this call. Liz, do you want to come on and talk about what's happening tonight?
Nope.
Okay, Liz, maybe Liz has stepped away. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to make an executive decision and just say there will be a call tonight, because there always is, unless it's a holiday. And so tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific at liveyoungerzoom.com, we have our community call. So I hope all of you will join us. And thank you so, so much for all of the wonderful shares today. And yeah, blessings on your day. Keep patching. And Happy New Year, you guys. Be the light. Be the light.
Great job,
Thank you,
Michelle.
Michelle. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Lord
thank
bless
you.
you all.
Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year.
you.
Thank you. Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody.
Many
blessings.
Thank you.
Fabulous job as always,
Happy
Michelle.
New Year,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Great job. Great job, Michelle.
You guys are
Great job.
such a blessing.
Thank you. From Branson,
Blessings.
Missouri.
call.
Happy New Year.
Blessings.
Synergy.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, everyone.
Hallelujah. Praise God.
Amen.